How you doing? My name is Scott. I'm from Long Island, New York. I am in the middle of a divorce procedure in the Suffolk County court system, in the Supreme Court. My divorce is not final. I am sitting here with a lady named Rosemary, who's been through the same type of system I have. The only difference is do have children, 2 children of 4 and 5 years old. If you know me, I'm a photographer on Long Island, and I do bar mitzvahs, weddings, sweet 16s. I deal with the public. I deal with every nationality, every race, children, adults, in every situation. I am an upset person right now. I'm trying to be happy. I've been the most happy person my whole life, and I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out what to do in the system. And everybody calls the court a system that you're tied into until it's over. And what I see, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And everybody that I'm talking to that's been divorced, divorce doesn't end, it just keeps going. And in my situation, I haven't seen my kids in over a year. I'm not divorced yet. My child support has not been set. My financials have not been set. I'm not the most perfect person in the world. I'm a great business person. I'm a great father. I'm trying just to get a point across to where someone can step forward, like the laws in California has been set or not set, but they're making a law where if you're married, going through divorce, 1 year of counseling would be the best thing for someone to go through rather than get what I got myself into. Your wife, yourself, and a lawyer, 2 lawyers, and a judge making decisions on our whole entire lives in the future. In 3 years, I've been through 3 attorneys, 2 judges, some on my part in the wrong and some on their part in the wrong. But my first lawyer was recommended to me. He did the right job. The second one did the right job. Even the third one did the right job. But my opinion and their opinion is 2 different things. I still don't see my children through all this. I realized year after year now, it's come down to a money issue. I've spent almost all the money I possibly have. Everything I spent could be for my kids' future, clothes, camp, college. I have no problem with that, but now I can't give it to them because I've given it out to everybody except them. And not seeing them is eating me alive. And taking pictures of children every day, it's making it harder and harder on me just to go on with my settlement. I wish the courts could go in a different direction and someone can step forward rather than lawyers saying, this is what it is. I've been in court 76 times in 3 years. If I had a regular job, not just only a business where I can step in and out, I'd be fired 3 times over and nobody would have anything. And I'm trying to make myself a happy person and not take it out on my clients or take it out on anybody. I have to go forward to support my family. I just want someone to come forward in one way or another and change something in the system. Money's there, everybody's trying to make money, is understandable. But now emotions are involved, my kids are involved, wives, my family is destroyed, everybody's destroyed. And when I started looking on the internet about lawyers, and they all say it's about the children, everything is about the children. It's a misguided website, and they all say it about the children. And the minute you get in court, it's not about it. It's about your money, your financials, your cars, your home. Not about your family, not about how you feel. It's everything except your children. And I wish it was taken a different direction. I was never appointed a law guardian. I didn't know anything about a law guardian. I've never been through this whole system to where I know. Client comes into my office and books a job, being a photographer, spending a certain amount of money. I don't take all their money. There's no such thing called a retainer in my business. And people spend less money and sometimes more money than with an attorney. I try to talk to people, and I won't misguide anybody, and I don't lie to anybody. I just try to, I don't know how to explain it, and I'm trying to make this a way to make things better. and I don't know how to turn and what direction to go in.
Have your children had the opportunity to get in contact with your family?
At their age, at being 4 and 5, they're with their mother, and no matter what, their mother is their mother, and I don't know what's going through her mind as my mind, and she hasn't gone out of her way even to contact me or contact my mother or father or sister or brother or bring a family together how it should be. That's me, and that's how I am, but everybody's different. And then when the lawyers get involved, it turns more into a battle instead of a divorce of a business is the same thing as divorce of a marriage. You're separating two parts. And I understand business is business, but there is love, there is emotion, there are children, and there's a lot of things involved rather than saying goodbye. I haven't said goodnight to my kids in over a year. I haven't talked to them. I haven't been able to buy them things, do them things. And I know this is going to affect them in the future. I didn't take their home away. Going through the divorce, they're fighting over the homes. They're fighting over money. We're fighting over things that I never even thought I would be in this situation. I never thought that I'd be arguing with a woman about, I'm not coming back to this house, I'm not doing this, and I'll let my kids be on the street. But emotions are involved now, and I'm listening to an attorney who I don't know. He's not my neighbor, he's not my friend. He's just someone I hired, and I'm taking his advice. He's not my dentist who says that the tooth can be fixed or not. Nobody can ever give me a true state subject of this can be fixed. Or, as I said, there is no light at the end of this tunnel that I can see.
Well, being a product of divorce, both being divorced and being a family of divorce, it was very hard to see my parents going through it because I saw the turmoil and I saw that the fact that lawyers create such a horrible environment for the whole situation. And it is unfortunately a business, but they forget that there is a human being behind those businesses. And I agree with you that there needs to be something done. When I was going through my divorce, I clouded out half the things that were said to me because it was such an emotional turmoil. So I agree that there's something that needs to be done, and it's heartbreaking for me to see someone not be able to see their kids because it's hard to see it on either end because I was there and I've experienced it in my own way. So somehow or another, I think what you're trying to express, I think, is very important because you're one of so many, because I deal with clients just like you do on a day-to-day basis, and I see the heartbreak in their eyes and in their heart and in their soul and in their voice. So I hope that your children, as they get older, will reach out to you and know that the real truth behind it, because every child, even myself included, being a child of it, did. And now I do the right thing based on what I learned from it. And though whatever happened between the families, I always say, that's my dad, that's my mom. So I really do feel for you, and I hope that your children will start to be around people that are much more positive, maybe in their friends that they choose, and maybe hopefully somebody will be that voice to help you get to that next step, because they will learn on their own. And unfortunately, this is a really horrible thing because there are people who are putting a lot of walls around you. So I commend you on taking the time to express what you have going on and saying what you have going on, but we do need to make a change because unfortunately the law systems and the court systems put too many limits, and they put only the cost of what is important to them.
Every day I open my mail, bills are one thing, but letters from the lawyers, letters from the judges, letters and letters and letters, it's the most depressing thing in the world. It's not helping my situation. I'm trying to go forward in life with a good economy, bad economy, make things happen, and not see my children. And I'm seeing children every day, taking pictures of children every day, and families trusting me. my whole life of trusting me with their children, it all gets changed on a one-day basis of I'm hiring a lawyer. And I used to look at lawyers, especially divorce lawyers, I used to look up to them, I used to look proud. And I used to want to be that person. I saw the money they were making, not realizing I don't know how these people go home and sleep. And I went into the bathroom with my lawyer and I said to him, in between my case, do you think about me at night when you go to bed? Or am I just customer number 25? And he could not answer me. And I said, I see how far this is going. Just like the judge, if he has a bad night, good night. 2 years later, I'm on my second judge. Doesn't know me from anything. And it's sad, because I think people need to take a break with the system rather than fight with the system. And as anybody's going to do, they're going to fight with the system.
The lawyer that you had the conversation with, was that your first lawyer, second lawyer?
My first lawyer just wanted to settle. He was a little more in the system for a long time, and he wanted to just get out. And my second lawyer, it was more of a conflict of interest. Actually, with both lawyers, I knew personally. And I think in this business, it's not worth hiring someone you know. It's more of I don't know how to word it, but it's more of a conflict of interest. It's a total conflict. You need to hire someone who knows nobody from her side or my side that could pick or choose sides. And it just seems to me there's no rights for us men, and it's just getting worse and worse. I had 2 of my friends commit suicide going through this. And as you know, from the Twin Towers falling down to a car accident to my friends dying, the roads keep going. People keep going to work. It's just another day. Kids will cry, and down the road, everybody's upset, but I can't change it. And I was on Google the other day, and I read in the Suffolk County Supreme Courts how many men have committed suicide due to depression through the courts. Instead of saying, how do you feel? Can I help you? Or let's take notes and let's sit down with them.
What's the statistics?
It's 95% to 5 of men killing themselves over women. So that shows you the rights women have over men, over their homes, their cars, their children. Children being number one. A father and a son together, separation, you cannot explain, and it could never be broken until the courts are getting in the middle of it. And it's the worst feeling in the world, which I'm going through now. I never saw my son pee. I never saw him ride his bicycle. I've never taken him his first day of class. Now he's graduating from elementary school. I've never seen any of it. I've never been locked up. I've never been a criminal. I'm in a business where I deal with families every day. They wouldn't hire me if they knew my background. And something has to be changed.
When was the last time that what was the last moment you had with your son and your daughter?
Having a family visit in the mall for 2 hours, because the courts told me that until everything is clear, you get to spend 2 hours a day with them.
Was it a supervised?
A supervised visit.
So somebody came along with you and...
They said a mother or someone who's related to me. And that's not time to spend with your kids and spend time with your family and have true time is not the right thing to be. To lay down with my son, I used to watch TV when he was 1, 2 years old and fall asleep in your arms. To me, those days are over.
And how did that end when you finished having that 2 hours? How did you feel in that moment, and how did your kids express what they were feeling? I mean, I know they're young, but...
Well, children at 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, growing up throughout the years, they're gonna automatically, when they see their father, know their father. And the longer the time goes, if anybody's bitter on either end, and most likely turns whoever the kids are living with, the other person's gonna get the bad end of the stick. And they're gonna get bad mouthed, trash talked. And even when my kids see me, when I see them every 6 months or a year, Daddy, why? Daddy, how come you did this? And meanwhile, I've done nothing. If it comes down to money that's being lied to or this or that,